This is my idea of heaven. This is paradise. This is it. They nailed it. And we are just booking along. On this voyage, I sailed for 6 weeks through the south section of the Alaskan Inside Passage, having the adventure of a lifetime. In part 1, I explored Puget Sound, where my boat was in danger of sinking. In part 2, I crossed the Strait of Juan de Fuca and explored the San Juan Islands, and cross into Canada and explore the Gulf Islands. In this episode, I venture further north, where I explore an area skipped over by most cruising boats. We're leaving Nanaimo Harbor. Right back there. I spent 4 days there. 4 nights. 2 of them in the marina at the port wharf. Today I'm just going to go as far north as I can get. We're supposed to get some pretty rough weather in the afternoon, so we'll see how far we can go. Hopefully we'll reach Comox. If not, there's a couple of other places I could duck in on the way. But it's all calm now and I can see fog out there, but things are going to change here in the next couple of hours. We're sailing. Motor sailing. We got some wind off the quarter, stern quarter, and it's giving us some speed assist. We're going against the current, so we were only going 4.5 knots just under motor. We picked up a full knot by putting out my head sail, and I'm not just shutting the engine off because I'm really pressed for time today. It's like a huge day, and some bad weather is supposed to set in this afternoon, so I'm trying to get around that corner up there, way up there where those little islets are. And then we've got a big long run without any anchorages, so kind of a white knuckle day. That is Whiskey Bravo. It's a submarine torpedo testing area on the other side of these islets out there in the open water in front of it. So that's one reason why we're not out there. The other reason is these islets are supposed to give you a little bit of protection from the open water of the Straits of Georgia, which is, right now the wind is coming from the southeast. That gives it like over 100 miles of fetch, so these waves have the potential of getting pretty nasty. Well, the big weather's just now hitting, and it's already building up very quickly. So there's this little bay here. It's rare to actually have a bay along this stretch, so I'm going to take advantage of it. Just sit this out and stay the night here, I think, and try again in the morning. It's called Northwest Bay. It's north of Nanaimo a few miles. Well, here I am at Northwest Bay on Vancouver Island. It's in the central part of the Strait of Georgia, and I'm on my way to Comox, and I pulled in here because the conditions got too bad, so I'm gonna just stay the night here since I found a pretty good spot and it's pretty secure, pretty well protected, in spite of what the guidebooks say. And I'm in about 15 feet of water at low tide, which is perfect. There's not very much powerboat wakes. There is a log dump that is active over there, but that's clear over on the other side of the bay, and all you gotta do is put up with the noise. But other than that, it's a pretty nice place. And we are sailing finally. Wind is coming right behind us. We're only going about 3.5 to 4 knots. But it's nice to have the motor off. Today I'm exploring the Courtney River by dinghy. It's a waterway that dries at low tide, and this is close to low tide, but it's rising. There's looks like the entranceway to it, and it goes back into there. Oh, look at that seal right in there. Oh, cool. It's only like 4 feet deep. Flock of bald eagles sitting on that sandbar over there. Well, I tried to find a passageway. I tried to find the rangefinders that are supposed to lead you in there. Couldn't see anything like that. It just shallowed up. I think I'm the only boat that's not on a mooring here. We're kind of at the bitter end of the harbor. Well, this was kind of hairy. I'm only in like 7 feet of water, and my boat draws 4 feet 3 inches. And the current is pushing my boat. You can see there's a ripping current down there, and it's pushing this side of my boat that way, and the wind is pushing me the opposite way, and it's causing my boat to lean over. And not only that, this side has a water tank that's full, so that causes a little bit of a list to begin with. So when I was coming up here with the dinghy, I was looking at my boat and it looked like it was aground because it was leaning over. And then I turn on the depth sounder to find that there's only 7 feet of water under the bilge. At 1 o'clock in the morning, I was awakened by a large thud against the hull. I quickly ran on deck in bare feet and found that I was against a concrete pier while being pummeled by wind and wave. The conditions were terrible. I had drug anchor across the bay and into a gnarly wall. I hopped off the boat and secured the dock lines to it. I pulled up Hoyden's anchor and found debris wrapped around the flukes, rendering it useless. Amazing as it is, Hoyden had drifted into an empty spot on the pier which had bumpers in place. I explored downtown Comox, where I reprovisioned at a good grocery store near the harbor. Leaving Comox, and I'm heading across the famous Comox Sandbar this morning, and then I'm going to sail to Lasqueti Island. So it should be a very good day of sailing today. The wind is pretty piped up out there. Okay, we're just entering the Comox Sandbar, and it's quite a wide sandbar. I gotta stay between the buoys. It's only 21 feet deep right now. 20 feet. It's shallower all the time. There's one spot that can only be it's only 2 feet deep at low tide. We're at high tide, so not too worried about it. Well, we made it across the bar. Sailing along about 3.5 knots, but the wind is picking up noticeably. Starting to white cap out there, and the waves are getting larger. So I think I'm not going to add any more sail other than Big Mama here. Since the wind didn't get stronger, I added the mainsail a little later. Soon afterward, one of the rubber bumpers fell overboard. I did a jibe and managed to catch up to it 10 minutes later. After several failed attempts, I managed to snag it with the boat hook. While circling it, I got a lot of practice at jibing and coming about while solo sailing. Approaching Lasqueti Island from the north. The Sisters Islets has a lighthouse on it. The main reason I chose Lasqueti Island as a destination was because I was intrigued and curious about an almost landlocked lagoon that was accessible through its narrow, shallow, hazardous entrance at high tide only. I wanted to know if it would be a good, free anchorage to winter over in, should the need arise. While waiting for the tide to rise before making another attempt to enter False Lagoon, I explored around Orchard Bay where Hoyden was anchored. Might have to pop my propeller up and do some paddling to get through here.
Oh, that's shallow over there.
Okay, which is the deep water route, which is the shallow route. That's the rock you have to watch out. You navigate your boat through here at high tide. That's the nastiness. You definitely want to avoid that. You would not want to hit that. Ooh, look at that. Oh man. I hope I don't knock out my prop. I'm a little nervous about that, so I'm gonna go over here and push my motor up. Just turn it off. So there you have it. I have my prop out of the water before I cross that, and I'm going to use my paddles here. I probably could do it, but I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to risk my propeller. I don't have a spare. Woohoo! Water looks deep, actually. I thought it was going to be really shallow in there, but it wasn't. Wow. Water rushing. Whitewater rafting. Whoa, look at that. Whoa. Now it's shallow. Whew. It's deeper over there. Rowing with one paddle through this while I hold the camera. Oh yeah, there is a fish farm back here. I forgot about that. You can see how much the tide has to go up still. It's like, it's not even halfway yet. See the bottom? Only about 4 feet deep.